We begin tonight with a road rage shooting on the interstate. Frustration in a construction zone ending in gunfire. Good evening. I'm Jenny Runovich in for Scott.
And I'm Ann. Thanks for joining us tonight at 6. Police say the bullets targeted a U.S. Postal Service tractor trailer. Ashton Hackman's on the story and explains how investigators told him they were able to track down that suspect.
The victim in this case says that they were driving through the South Split earlier this month when someone was aggressively driving beside them before opening fire.
4 shots, then the SUV disappeared, but not before the truck driver snapped a photo of the license plate. That picture, combined with images from Flock license plate readers, led investigators to this Dodge Journey. Police say it was registered to 37-year-old Brian Hughes II.
These incidents can prove difficult to investigate because it's a moving crime scene. There's a lot of movement to these crimes, and so sometimes physical evidence is difficult to find.
But a search of Hughes' home turned up plenty. Several guns, including the one investigators believed was used in the shooting. They also recovered a spent shell casing from inside the SUV. Hughes declined to speak with investigators. Police say technology filled in the blanks.
The technology that we have available to us during our investigations not only leads us to a suspect, but leads us to a suspect very quickly so that we can find the people responsible before they're able to do it again.
Hughes was arrested days after the shooting, picked up from jail in Boone County for an unrelated battery case. He's now charged with 2 felony counts of criminal recklessness.
Because of our success with these investigations and because of the investigative technology available to us, we've actually seen a downward trend this year in road rage shooting incidents in Indianapolis.
The numbers are moving in the right direction, but it only takes one angry decision to change a life.
Every single person who gets behind the wheel of a car shoulders the responsibility of being safe on the road.
Being safe and keeping your cool. In Indianapolis, Ashton Hackman, 13 News.
And we reached out to USPS for comment but have yet to hear back. For now, Hughes is being held in jail on an $8,000 cash bond. His next court date is now set for September.
A Westfield woman is pleading guilty to fraud for stealing more than $500,000 from an elderly woman and her friend. According to police, 51-year-old Shayna Williams lied about injuries, medical conditions, and other expenses after she was in a car crash with the victim. She also pretended to be an insurance agent demanding payments to cover medical costs. Williams defrauded the victim, of nearly $672,000.
Okay, we're going to get a little drink of water for Jenny here as we talk about the weather today. And here's a live look outside right now. It's 6:02, heat advisory in effect. We got to the 90s and it's not going away. It's going to stick around for a while. And we've got some really low air quality.
Yeah, that's true. Dangerous air.
Yes, especially for sensitive groups. So if you suffer from upper respiratory problems, going to want to take it easy tomorrow. I'm going to have a few ways you can help out in about 15 minutes. We do have a heat advisory for Indianapolis North tomorrow. We are also under those air quality alerts. So this heat is just beginning and it will take a toll over the next couple of days. You can see this is one of several heat advisories. For now, the extreme heat warnings stay up to our north and west. And this is a large heat dome. You can see basically where it is, where we have clear conditions. This is where we have all of the heat. We have storms up to the north. We have some wildfire smoke that's starting to drift into central Indiana. They've been dealing with slow moving storms and heavy rain on the south side of this heat dome. For us, it's just hot. Temperatures at 90 degrees in Indianapolis, Kokomo, and in Bloomington will stay in the range of 85 to 90 over the next several hours. Heat index values running in the mid 90s. We expect those to be at or slightly above 100 this time tomorrow, and that's the reason for the heat advisory. Still plenty hot this evening under clear skies. That Wednesday forecast 90 to 95, but feeling like the triple digits.
All right, Angela, thanks so much. Indiana has a new Secretary of Commerce. It is former State Representative Chuck Goodrich, and today happens to be his second day on the job.
He's overseeing the Indiana Economic Development Corporation. That's a big part of the job. Our 13 News State House reporter Emily Longnecker shares Goodrich's vision for his new role.
Yeah, well, Indiana's new Commerce Secretary is no stranger to business in Indiana. He runs one. He is the CEO of Gaylor Electric, one of the country's largest electrical firms. At the same time, he's going to head up the Department of Commerce that's responsible for workforce development here in the state, as well as bringing businesses and jobs here. Governor Braun said Goodrich was uniquely prepared for his new role because he knows what it's like to sign a paycheck for others. He called Goodrich his partner in economic development. Goodrich said Tuesday wasn't about introducing a new secretary, but about introducing a shared direction and purpose for the state. He said the Office of Commerce and its work should be guided by one question: how do we create more opportunities for every Hoosier?
We're going to measure what matters. Are businesses growing? Are Hoosiers earning more? Is Indiana becoming stronger and more competitive? If the answer is yes, we're going to continue on in that direction. But of course, if the answer is no, we will adjust. That's what businesses do.
And Goodrich was asked how it would work moving forward if Gaylor Electric, the company he is still CEO of, would apply for grants or tax incentives with the IEDC, which he oversees as the Commerce Secretary. Goodrich said that there are people in place to make sure there are no issues between the business of the state and the business of Gaylor. He said that there were screenings on both sides of the process, but he did not elaborate on how those screenings would work. At the Indiana State House, Emily Longnecker, 13 News.
Goodrich is the head of the IEDC. You can learn why Indiana has that organization instead of a commerce department, plus how it works to bring investment to the state and why there are questions about how it uses your tax dollars. It's all in our IEDC special, on demand right now, WTHR streaming app.
Today, former Indianapolis Mayor Greg Ballard took final steps toward getting on the ballot come November. In that race, he's running as an independent candidate for the Indiana Secretary of State. Our camera's there today as he dropped off more than 41,000 signatures that he says are already verified by the state of Indiana. According to Ballard's campaign, the signatures turned in came from across the state, from 71 of 92 counties, all collected just since March.
Happening now, an Indiana senator is moving the birthright citizenship debate from the courts to the legislature.
This after the Supreme Court's recent ruling to uphold the 14th Amendment. Ella Rhodes shares with us the details of this proposed measure and who wrote it.
U.S. Senator Jim Banks of Indiana introduced this bill to Congress, the Citizenship Act of 2026. It says that children born to foreign invaders are not entitled to birthright citizenship.
Banks introduced the bill on Monday. The bill defines invaders as any person who has not been lawfully admitted to the U.S. and any person seeking admission to the U.S. under the Immigration and Nationality Act, as well as taking away birthright citizenship for children born to women in the U.S. participating in birth tourism and commercial surrogacy contracts. The bill's findings use reasoning from other countries like British common law.
They're trying to broaden that definition of what it means to occupy the United States. I mean, I think in support of the bill, they've used language like, Mexico's trying to reconquer some of its lost territory and things like that. And it doesn't appear there's any evidence or strong legal basis for that.
If passed into law, it would apply to all children born after the bill is enacted.
We reached out to Senator Banks' office, but we did not hear back. In Indianapolis, Ella Rhodes, 13 News.